You hate to brag, especially about something as evil and dark as stolen elections in California, but we nailed it, man. We called this from 1,000 yards away. 6 months ago, we traveled to Skid Row in Los Angeles and exposed how the homeless industrial complex was not there to solve homelessness, but to create as many homeless people in LA as possible. The purpose of which is to rig elections because they can register from anywhere, they can vote from anywhere, and that creates more ballots in the system that can be manipulated as they are brought into their little vote counting centers in Los Angeles mysteriously by helicopter. We showed this and proved this in our documentary and warned that LA was about to rig their elections using the homeless industrial complex. The worst part about it all is that it actually happened right before our very eyes. This is the results of the election. You can see now that Nikki Rahman has overtaken Spencer Pratt. Why is that insane? Because Nikki Rahman was sobbing on election night. Nikki Rahman was crying, saying that she's conceding, that she is apologizing to her friends and family for failing because she had an insurmountable third place finish. She was down by 20 points to Spencer Pratt. More importantly, and this has nothing to do with Spencer Pratt winning outright. It has everything to do with the law of averages. The law of averages states that something like that. So the law of averages would state that if this is the results on election day, that these results are going to tend to hold true. The longer you stretch them out, the more established you're going to get. And you can see this in the next drop right here, the next day. You can see that the law of averages actually perfectly applies because you had a very good sample here. That's when the machine took over. And suddenly, Nikki Rahman exploded in votes after the election. You know, in California, you can vote after the election and date your envelope. You don't even need a postage stamp. You can just write on there the date that you voted. So it's been a week since the California elections. They'll still count votes if they are mailed and somebody just writes on there, just like the signature verification. All that matters is the mark. If somebody just marked it, you're good. Nobody's ever going to question it. And suddenly, Nikki Rahman is winning every single drop of ballots. Look at this. Every drop, she goes from number 3rd to number 1. Every single drop. Never happened in American history. Has never happened. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. ChatGPT can't find an example of this. All mathematical and statistical probability refutes that this is something that's logical. But more importantly, your eyes and ears refute that it is logical because Nikki Rahman was a no-name, disliked candidate who didn't even win her own district. She couldn't even win her own. She currently sits on the city council in LA, and they didn't vote for her. She lost her own district. So why the hell would anybody else in California vote for her? Well, the answer to that question is found in the homeless industrial complex. You can see here, Nikki Rahman in blue and Spencer Pratt in gold, which would make a ton of sense that he's winning like Beverly Hills and the Palisades and all this area. This is where, you know, the more established and wealthier neighborhoods that still want LA to be a functional city live. Karen Bass wins all the black neighborhoods, right? Crime-ridden hellscape neighborhoods. That's to be expected. And then Nikki Rahman is winning what? What is right here? What is this? Nikki Rahman's winning Skid Row. These are the major homeless encampment areas of Los Angeles, right downtown LA. The pure and total hellscape of Los Angeles. As we have documented, Los Angeles is home to hundreds of thousands of homeless people by design. Every single one of them gets a voter application, and then it's legal to ballot harvest. So any third-party NGO, George Soros group, can go in there and go to the homeless person, which is exactly what Spencer Pratt is saying here. This is Spencer Pratt's first commentary on this stolen election swing. A net swing of 43,000 votes since Tuesday. Never happened before in American history. 43,000, huh? Where have I seen that number before, says Spencer Pratt? Probably nothing. Here we go. Why are so many homeless people in LA? This is directly from Nikki Raman's initiative. This is the website for Los Angeles, Nikki Raman's initiative to solve homelessness. This is the webpage. It says there are 43,000 people that experience homelessness, just like they're experiencing a meteor shower or a beautiful sunrise or sunset. They're just experiencing it. They're not junkies that are looking for a fix and the city of LA is paying for it. They're just experiencing it. No, it's on purpose. LA is keeping these people in tents, drugged for this exact reason. They can register, as we have established, from any parking lot, from any stop sign. They don't need a domicile. They don't need a home. They don't need a business. They don't need anything. But what does that do? Does that mean that they go out and vote and that legitimately a vote is being delivered to their piss-soaked tent on the side of the freeway? No. All that means is that there's another ballot in the system. They never even deliver these ballots. They just hoard them and use them once they figure out how many votes they need to make up. And so that's exactly what happened here. You can see right here. This is when the machine took over and Nikki Raman stopped crying. This is when the machine took over. Donald Trump saying, no way this could have happened. It's a rigged election. Fury erupts in California after woke socialist candidate that nobody knows. Nobody even knows how to spell her damn name. Nobody knows how to say her name. I purposely mispronounce it because I'm not going to learn how to say it. Trump blasts crooked California elections. No way this could have ever happened. Abe Hamada, who has also cheated. It's clear California is incapable of running free and fair elections consistent with our Constitution and guarantees the republican form of government. Federalize this election. Yep, look at this. Nikki Raman couldn't even win her own precinct. And Spencer Pratt's out saying, wow, I wonder, where have I seen this number before? It's literally all the homeless ballots that they have. Truly terrifying. California communists must be stopped. Remember, everyone, we're still in the lead and we got all the way till June 6th to keep counting. They're not the only one who knows where to find votes. Well, I hope Spencer's right about that. Donald Trump, obviously advocating for Spencer Pratt, walked off an interview. He was so furious about the way that the California elections are running. Spencer Pratt, me trying to figure out how votes get counted in LA. Here's why I think it's so important that Donald Trump is, why this interview was so important. It makes Trump look so good. And here's why. The media refuse to look into these things. They say, where's your evidence? Well, it's your job. You're the flipping media. It's your job to say, wait a second, this has never happened in American history. This is how they rig elections. That's what I did. I went out and showed everybody this. This is seen by millions of people. This isn't right. It's the media's job to go out and look into that. This doesn't make any sense. Why would she cry and concede?
In a city that's worthy of you.
This doesn't make any sense. It's the media's job to go out and figure this out. Instead, they're going to run a game where they go, where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence? You are the media. It's your job to go out and find the evidence. It's also the DOJ's job. They're looking at it. But why aren't you asking questions about it? Now, if Donald Trump had won in this way, if Donald Trump had come back from a third place finish and went roaring into first place after a bunch of mysterious ballot dumps from the back hills of, Alabama or some parts of Florida are very, very red. And suddenly there's just hundreds of thousands of ballots that are being found in the reddest districts. I bet that the media would be looking into it and investigating. You see how this game works? It's a sick game. We're still fighting, ladies and gentlemen. Pray for Spencer Pratt. We're sad that we were right about all this.